The pillar of light had always been there. Rising from the valley's heart, it stood unwavering, a silent witness to time itself. Some said it had existed before the first stones of the village were laid, before the first ancestors set foot on this land. Others believed it was placed there by something beyond human understanding, a gift or a warning, though no one could say for certain. It did not flicker, did not shift through storm and drought. Through war and peace, it remained, a steady beam of golden radiance piercing the sky. It gave off no heat, yet nothing would grow too close to its base. The air around it always hummed, as if whispering secrets just beyond the reach of human ears. The village had built itself around it, watching, revering, keeping distance. And the law was simple. Do not touch it. No one threatened punishment. No great signs warned of consequence. It was simply understood. The elders had passed it down, and the people obeyed, not out of fear, but out of reverence. It was sacred. It was untouchable. The day of the procession arrived beneath a sky of pale gold. A hush settled over the village, heavy and expectant. This was the day they carried the relics, the old texts, the sacred vessels, the tokens of their past to the high temple. It was a day of reverence, of measured steps and bowed heads. The procession moved in solemn unity, each villager carrying something of importance. The elder women bore silk-wrapped scrolls, their hands steady despite their years. The men carried carved stone tablets, the weight pressing deep into their palms. Even the children, too young to read the words they carried, stepped lightly, feeling the weight of tradition in their small hands. At the heart of it all, the pillar of light shone undisturbed. It bathed the valley in gold, flickering across the procession's slow-moving figures. Neither warm nor cold, neither welcoming nor rejecting. A force beyond human reach. At the rear of the procession, a man walked carefully, his arms full. His burden was heavy, but not unbearable. A stack of worn parchments, edges curling with time. He was neither the youngest nor the oldest, neither the strongest nor the weakest. Just one among many. He had made this walk before, just as his father had, just as his father's father before him. His mind was elsewhere. The path was uneven, pitted by years of footsteps and shifting earth. A single loose stone shifted beneath his foot. It was not a great fall. His body did not crumple. His relics did not scatter. He merely stumbled, his weight shifting forward. And without thinking, he reached out. It was instinct, a reflex older than thought itself. Not a choice, not an act of defiance, just an attempt to steady himself. His palm met the light. And the light answered. A crack like thunder split the air. It was not the sound of something breaking, but of something being revealed. The very fabric of the world shuddered. The villagers stopped mid-step. Silence wrapped around them, thick and suffocating. Their heads turned as one toward the pillar, or the man whose body arched backward, his face frozen between recognition and horror. Light crawled over his skin. It ran like veins of molten gold, pulsing, expanding, swallowing him whole. For a single breath, he became something else, something unmade, undone, rewritten by the thing he had touched. And then, his breath left him in a single, silent exhale. His body collapsed. Stillness. The villagers did not move. No one screamed. No one rushed forward. There was nothing to be done. The law had been broken, and the consequence had revealed itself. The elders stepped forward, robes whispering against the dirt. They knelt beside the fallen man, their faces as still as the stone tablets in their hands. The pillar stood as it always had, unshaken, unchanged. And now, the people understood this was no symbol, no mere tradition. The law was not meant to be understood. It was meant to be obeyed. The procession did not end. The relics remained in their hands. The steps continued, carefully weaving around the body that lay where the light had left it. The man who had only meant to catch himself. The pillar remained, and the village walked on.